Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I can't hear you. Hello.
Good evening.
Can't hear. No sound. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Good evening, sir.
Hello. No. Hi. Good evening. Hello. Is anybody is about to join?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Is there an issue with the audio?
Yeah, some mic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening,
Please.
sir.
Good evening. Good evening. So, are we
Yes, we
waiting
are
for?
hearing you.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody's? Are we waiting? Anybody's there?
For me, I'm hearing you well.
You can. If you can. Okay. Hi, Mainak. Are we waiting for anybody to join? Hello. Shall I start? Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. No one will talk because I think it's broadcast. So let me just.
This is how everyone see you, okay?
Okay.
Mine
So is it working now? People can hear me.
everyone can hear you.
Okay, good evening, guys, and welcome for this CMA webinar, which is one of the very sought after webinar till date. Uh, Now, with my experience, I would say this is one of the very important changing webinar. It not only helps students and those professionals to look for the very better bright future, but also looking for a very certain and very promising our professional career. Now, when we are looking for personal, private life balance and all that, we need to understand how we achieve at a higher growth and in a very short time and very efficiently we achieve that. Now, while looking at this, CMA is a very compact and very comprehensive, I would say, professional degree, and it is from USA. So let's begin and we understand what is CMA has to offer and how it actually helps us to grow in our professional career. Let's first understand why CMA. CMA helps in many ways. It is helping us to understand where we are standing. Not only that, when we get this, it helps to get the credibility in financial accounting arena. And we understand about the relevant industry skills, we get it. And many ways it helps us job security and certainty of jobs. Of course, jobs is that way is not certain. To get the job itself is certain. Yeah, that we can say that way. And it helps us to grow from wherever we are. I would say one very important industry analysis on this, where my research says that once you pass CMA, then straight away your salary grows by minimum 25% from wherever you are. So this is the strength of professional CMA degree. Now let me tell you very important insights about CMA from US, and it is equivalent to ICAA in India. ICAA, if those who are not Indian would, I just like to tell you very quickly, ICAA is one of the very toughest exam in India, and that recognizes CMA from USA. So there is a joint venture and MOU signed, and those who become CMA from US has get that credibility accreditation from ICAA as well. Of course, when you become CMA, you won't be able to practice professionally as ICAA, but of course you can get the degree. And in the industry as a CFO and other analyst or corporate management, we can say in the finance head, here all places you mention in your designation. Along with that, yes, it is ICAA as well, apart from CMA USA. But if you want to practice tomorrow, then what? Then you need to pass some 8 exams and exam papers actually, and then you can also practice ICAA. Yeah. So here, let us understand few insights. International credibility is there, of course, about CMA, and it is a global recognition straight away. Wherever you go, it is recognized all over the world. And of course, you get the opportunity to work with MNCs. And here, especially those MNCs from US, they want somebody, those who are having that degree from US. Yeah. And it is a very much knowledge base. And what happens when you become ICAA, you not only get the degree, but it's so much practical knowledge out there. You understand, like I would say, you can say break even point, you heard so many times. Learning curve, you heard so many times. It's a learning curve, but what is learning curve per se? What is break even per se? And then you come across so much financial reporting and how to apply those knowledge. That is all there in CMA. Okay. Of course, one important thing is there is no audit or tax, which is very important to understand, because it's only 2 parts and they're all related to financial management. Main course USP, Two exams only, two parts. Mostly we cover these two parts in 13 Sundays, weekends, and it takes 13 like weekends for each part. One after another, you can just take it, or once you complete one part, then give the exam, and then come to the second part and give the exam. This is what how it is.
Slide is not changing.
So, what exactly is going on? You can please.
Need to change. Change.
Step.
Yes.
Sorry, guys, for the interruption. We are just trying to locate that you can see the slides, which are important, and we are just working on that. Yeah, now hopefully you can see my slides. Yeah. So here we go. So course USPs and unique selling points we are talking about. Yeah. So here two exams, and as I mentioned, 13 Sundays, and of course it's all over weekends, and each part will take 13 weeks or so. And of course, after each session finished of this training, then you can give the exam, and of course, result comes and all that. I'll give you more intricacies, more insights into this as we go ahead. So, most important part of this is the most fastest, I would say, professional degree from US, where you can complete this within a year. Yeah. When we say here, there are only two parts. Okay, when we look at, and other, when we say other professional degrees will take more, it is more difficult and taking more time. Not only that, and other, we can say, international other qualifications is not that recognized and fastest. Okay, that is another way to look into this. When we say CMA USA, of course, there are three windows open: January, February. These are the first window. March, April, there is no window for the exam. That is the evaluation of your papers, what you gave, and the result will come in like 6 weeks from the end of the window. Then another 2 months, and then 2 months no. And thus that way we can say January, February, March, April no, May, June, July, August no, September, October, November, December. So this way you can say 2 months windows are there, and 3 windows are there in each year. And once you register with IMA USA, you can get 9 attempts once you register to give the exam each part. So you got three windows each year from the date you register, and that goes for 3 years. This is what how it is. So you get so much time to pass it out. Okay. When we look at this CMA, very important things comes in mind. What we gain actually. So technically, management accounting and public accounting, there are two aspects to that. Management accounting is to straight away you work in the industry, you are the players, and you work for the company. Okay. And when you are like CPA or auditors, CA, and that kind of job where you will be working as a outsiders, and you will be as a referee, you will be checking the things and all that. Yeah. So here the public accounting is one part of looking into that. Another thing is management accounting. Yeah. So here, what are the key, I would say, job profile or factors as a CMA when you join any company? Yeah. So here, one thing is that, of course, you will be as acting as a CFO, business analyst, financial analyst, financial controller, finance manager, and so on and so forth. My point is here, all those designations as one side, but the most important thing is the takeaway, what you learn during CMA training, when the course of CMA. There are so many concepts of cost accounting, financial management, all those you learn and which are very practical and those you apply. Here, I would say a few more things. By knowing all those concepts, tools, techniques, not only that helps for you to make the decision making, but it helps to management to go in the right direction as per the strategic planning of the organization. Look at this very Gardner analytic academic ascending model where we look into this insight, insight, and foresight, where we are looking for what happened in the past, what is happening in current, and where we would like to lead actually. These all insights, what we are talking about is when we are learning this professional course, all that we gain actually. It trains us to understand the complexities of the business. As I was talking earlier about IMA, US, and ICWA, there is a joint venture MOU signed. So this is something about we need to understand. It is so much helpful for Indians when they go back to India. Suppose they're outside India and they go back to India. It's so much helpful. Being, of course, in India, of course, it helps. But being outside India also, it helps to certainly see that there is a value addition to their professional career. Now, let me tell you about CMA exams. What actually happens? What are the topics covered? What are the weightages of that? If you look at this, there are two parts, as I mentioned. Okay, each part, each exam is 4 hours exam in total. And when we look into this, there are 100 multiple choice questions and 2 essay type questions. Now, 100 multiple choice questions, you get 3 hours to attempt, and 2 essay type questions, you get 1 hour to attempt. So you can technically you can say that 1.8 minute per question you are having out of 180 minutes for 100 multiple choice questions. An essay type somewhere around 8 to 9 questions you get it, and 1 hour you are having. Of course, there are points for the whole exam. Part 1, part 2, both are 500 points exam. Out of that, you need to pass. At least you should get it 360 points to get it passed. And here, of course, another point you need to remember, how much multiple choice questions weightage of the total 500 points and how much essay type questions weightage. I would say 375 points for multiple choice question, 125 points for essay type questions. Yeah. Let me go through this very bullet points of the syllabus. External financial reporting, decisions 15% in part 1. So that 15% comprising of the total of 100%, total of 500, that 15% is that weightage. When you look at the level C, it means that most difficult questions expected from there. A, B, C, there are 3 levels, but then this chapter, almost all the chapters are C levels. Needs to be detailed understanding. You cannot have just reading and go and you will get it. No, you need. That's why training, a proper trainer is also required. Look at the second point is the planning, budgeting, forecasting, which is, of course, planning is the base of the whole organization, where we see the strategic planning and how we, you can say, aim of the organization, how we relate to that strategic planning. Yeah. Performance management, 20% weightage. Look at this level C, 20% of the whole. So when we say there are two major chapters, planning, budgeting, forecasting, 20%, and performance management, 20%. Cost management, 15%, internal control, 15%, and technology and analytics, 15%. This is the new topic added since 2020, and it's very important to understand as a finance professional how it's going to helpful to us, and to understand how the IT helps to take better decisions, and it helps to see that forecasting techniques, how we can utilize those IT techniques into that and have a better, you can say, informed decisions here. Strategic financial management is a part two. Under that same pattern, 4 hours total exam, all are computerized based exam actually. And then we can say 3 hours for multiple choice questions, 1 hour for essay type questions, the same 100 MCQ and two essay type questions. Two parts technically. Under that, it will be around 9 questions will be there. So major topics will be covered under part 2 will be financial statement analysis 20%, C level exam, corporate finance 20%, decision analysis 25%, risk management 10%, investment decisions 10%, and professional ethics 15%. If you look at all this, one important information I would like to share with you is that all the exam, all the both the parts will be divided into practical and theoretical problems. So here few topics will be purely theoretical, and few will be practical and theory both together. We explain in detail how we take these topics, which are all topics important from the theoretical question point of view, few are how are important from the practical point of view. Of course, we do take many ways these chapters. I will explain in further detail what are all things we do. In short, I will share with you now is that not only I solve the problems and solutions in the class, but we do provide the recordings, Excel problem solutions as well, to take it at home anytime and solve your own way and check those answers. Apart from that, we do provide question bank and many things, many ways. If you look at those books and MCQ questions, it helps to understand what exactly where we are standing. And not only that, we do take mock exams, which is important to understand after the training finish, where how much you understood actually, as far as the practical problems and theoretical problems, and to look at and relate that to the exam level in that scenario. Yeah. So 3 is, I would say, for CMA certification, exams, 2 parts. Bachelor's degree you need and experience of 2 years of work experience required. So while looking at this, we can say why this is fastest certification, I would say professional certification, because of 2 reasons. Only you need bachelor's degree, and you need only 2 years work experience. And one more important thing is to get this qualified, you are having 7 years once you become CMA. Then post qualification, you are having 7 years to get this requirement. So it's a very lenient actually. If there is a student and he's telling no, or he or she is telling no, I am doing my bachelor's, but I want to do CMA parallel. Can I do? Yes, very much you can do. And the same time, when you are doing bachelor's, you become CMA and then bachelor's and then 2 years work experience, you are CMA there and there professional there. So it helps many ways. And now if we turn towards those working professionals, and for that, this is very, very important to understand how this professional degree helps them. In a way, I would say one important aspect is that this is a very compact. I would told you, there are 2 parts only, and there are around 6 modules technically each part, and these 6 modules having strategic, we can say, weightages. When you study this, and I do provide, actually, we as a professional trainers, we provide this plan, techniques, and so much material to help you in your limited given time, how you get past technically, and how we provide the support not only during this training, but once you 3.5 months finished, those 13 months, 13 weeks finished, and then how we support you so that you confidently go in the exam and pass technically. This is what we are looking for. Not only that, we do take the revision classes. This is very unique for learners point. And once class finished, and once you start studying your own, and then like before exams, 1 or 2 weeks, like 3 hours each, we take the revision classes, and that helps you not only to understand few concepts, underlying concepts, but clear your doubts as well. Yeah. Okay, so here I would say we do provide at Glane. Yeah. Uh, yeah, about me is I already mentioned, but here I would say that yes, I have completed my CMA from US, more than 25 years work experience, ex KPMG, and of course leading as a CFO for a group of companies. And over weekend here I do teach. Yeah. CMA review course, we do provide books and other materials as I mentioned before. And of course, we do provide offline test bank as well. Yeah. And other things which I mentioned here in the class and other things. Yeah. Class recordings are there. Everything what I mentioned. Here, one thing very important is the flexibility. CMA provides you the flexibility, understand the course, give the exam, study. This is very flexible. You can say you got 3 years. Nobody wants to stretch till 3 years. That's why we are there to support to pass in first attempt itself. And we do provide techniques. We do provide those insights, those materials, what actually needed to get. So once you are enrolled, you no need to buy anything from outside or nothing. Whatever you pay, that's enough to pass. No additional any material from anywhere. No YouTube also required. Many people those goes to the coaching classes and comes home and then go to the YouTube things. That's absolutely not required. What is my recording is more than enough to go through those things, what happened in the class. This is the only learner's point, is the only institute provide this recorded class live. This is the way we are very transparent, what we teach, and then you go home, you study, then your own, and what the how the problem solution solved, which methodology is solved. Actually, there are 2 3 methods. Everything cannot be put in Excel. So one method is already there in Excel, another method I teach in the class. This is what how it takes and how it become you becomes very professional understanding. I not only provide these insights, but very important thing is that I bring those 25 plus years experience in the class. And not only that, professional, those who are in the class also participates. And those experience when gathered, that's a unique combination. Then I bring in the class my work experience. I give those examples, how utilize those concepts in my practical way, how I applied that, and then how it is beneficial. All those things I do bring that relates you. That really this is helpful. This is way I can utilize. There are many examples in my students. I would tell you those students who applied after 1.5 months of my coaching class, and then they go back to their organization, they applies that, and that is very much recognized. And what happens here, the self confidence is very important, and that is building when you do some kind of this kind of professional qualification. Yes, here ends, and please ask any questions, shoot out any questions to me so that I can clear your any of your doubts for further clarification. Yes, please.
Hi, sir. Good evening. My name is Ishita. I've recently completed my bachelor's undergraduate degree in commerce, BCom. So I wanted to know, like, if I'm planning to take on with the CMA, will I be
Yeah.
able to do it without having a proper professional experience background, or how will it be for me if I want to enroll into it and then get my way through the CMA certification? Can you please help me on that?
Ishita, yeah, welcome. Only thing is that let me tell you one thing is bachelor's is that set you become bachelor, that is important, and you are working. So what is important here is that once you attend those weekend classes, then we do provide those materials and offline question banks that you need to actually practice at home. Recording will be there, questions, answers, solutions will be there with you. You just go through that. I provide the plan how you need to study, how many hours you need to study. I would tell you right now that 2 to 3 hours each day is more than enough to pass in first attempt. Okay, after the class and you attempt, only thing is that when you attend the class, okay, if you physical or distance, absolutely no problem. When you attend the class, you to take those notes, and then 1 week doing nothing, only those class topics only you need to revise. For 1 week you are having that 6 days just to revise what happened in that 3 hours. That is more than enough. In next 3.5 months you will covering the whole syllabus, not only one time, at least 2 to 3 times, because every week when you are studying that way those small topics, and that you are stretching for that completing for 1 week is like you become master in that, so you are doing so much theory reading and then practical solutions, problem solutions, you do some other problems, then next week when it comes you may have some doubts, okay, here there, this question, that question, you always can send it to me. We do have like a WhatsApp group where you always post it that there is issue in the area there. So we always support each other and try to make that our live things, not only in the class but after the class as well. Everybody is very much active. Yes, Ishita.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. It was
Welcome.
great. And thank you so much.
No problem. Anybody else would like to have any questions?
Hi, sir. My name is Mohit,
Yes.
and I have a question like I wanted just to know that can I manage my job with like US CMA program? Is it possible to
Sure,
manage
Mohit.
both the things?
Absolutely, Mohit. No problem. Let me tell you, everybody, I would say, let me give one very important insight. Okay. Uh, Out of as of today, I would say around 100,000 CMAs are there all over the world. Out of that, somewhere around 85,000 in US and 15,000 rest of the world. Rest of means other than US, that 15% technically and 85% in US. So this 15% and then those 15,000 professional CMAs is not all those who are 100% studied at all the time. No, most of them, I would say 90% of them are all become those who were working and becoming CMA studying. Because what happens technically, by the time you become bachelors, and then you hardly realize what you want to go in which side. So very few students, while becoming doing bachelors, they go for this professional career kind of things, and no mostly they complete bachelors and then go for the professional degrees. That is what how it happens. So you, if you notice this CMA is very much is designed, I would say, for professional people technically, because the topics are such a practical as well, not only just two parts, but topics itself is practical and you utilize those and apply those in practically. Yeah, and very much important, and I would say compact, and very easy to apply those things. So not difficult topics, and definitely while working you study and you can give the exam. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for the answer, sir.
In the chat.
Just 1 second, dear, 1 second.
Sure.
Allow each class.
Okay, there is Mr. Ahmad. Ahmad
How long will
Bittar. He's telling us, asking this one question: how long will each class be? Okay. Now each class will be around 3 hours each class. Okay. Normal UAE time it will be 2 and 2 to 5 it will be. Okay. This is normal our timings. Yeah. Sometimes half an hour plus minus depends. But mostly it is 3 hours we do take this class. And normally, of course, as I mentioned, 13 classes will be there, and we do take very much in detail my study materials, apart from the books what you get, apart from the offline question bank what you get. I do provide very in-depth study material from my own, and that is I would say in the course of like slides, but it's not slides, I would say study material impact. So once you read those materials, it itself is like I would give in detail about the theory part. It covers there, and of course there is other things. So it's very very important that not only theory I cover 100%, but all the concepts related to practical problems and solutions you get there and there in the class itself. And not only this, each and every topic, around 8 to 9 to 10 questions I solve in the class, which helps for students to understand those concepts again and again, again and again. And when they go back and do some practice, that helps. That is something, more than enough technically to pass in first attempt. Ahmad, I hope I addressed your question.
Hello, sir. Hope you are well.
Great, great. Thank you. Welcome.
I have two more questions.
Please.
Okay. I graduated 2 years ago,
Okay.
so my theory knowledge isn't as like I don't remember 100% of everything. How
Sure.
much do you think background knowledge do I need before getting into the course, or does everything related to this course, like will it be explained, or will we have questions about it?
Good question, dear, and thank you for this question. It is just not your problem. I would say almost 50, 60, 70% of the students having the same problem. Many of my students, let me tell you a brief example. It's just not just pass out. They are having many years of work experience. Few of them were CFOs, a few of them were chartered accountants, and few of them were industry where they're working for many years, and then they are not having any connection with the books, theory, reading, and they want to become CMA for many reasons, actually. And then they definitely ask this question, then how to go about it when we already, we are not in touch with the study for so long, and whether it will help, or is it viable to go for CMA? And then I would say certainly yes. Many reasons. Let me give you one very important is that theory, if you look at the way they are asking questions, give you example of that. They ask questions in a case study manner. In a sense, you remember the concept. You are not writing the concept as it is, as we used to write in our university days, college days. Not like that. Bachelor's days. No. You read the concept, you apply that concept in the case study. Suppose something is that concept is there, A, B, C concept is there. That concept you apply in the case study, what company happened and this happened and that happened, and that concept is incorporated in that. You need to choose that. They will say which concept applied in that A, B, C, D, and then you need to choose. So here is like you are not writing that theory in that way. So why? Because you can say 75% of the whole questions are coming from multiple choice questions. Only 25% essay type. Now let me tell you one saying simple things. Essay type are many people are having some phobia kind of, or some misunderstanding kind of. Let me tell you about that. What happens? Essay type is not like big essay we need to write. Only 5 to 6 lines maximum you need to write. That also typing. No need to write. Handwriting, nothing, no problem. Your handwriting is not proper or something. Absolutely no. 5 to 6 lines maximum you need to write. And out of around 9 questions, only 3 to 4 questions will be where you will be writing in detail as a theory. Mostly they will be giving you that case study again, and then from that you need to derive why that CFO has taken this decision or CEO has taken these decisions and all that things. And I do share my exam experience as well in the class, what kind of question I got and what these things. And these are many things, interactive session. Actually, you will, actually, I would say, you will be very engrossed in the class. It's just not as a student, but as a curiosity, as a professional, that, what is that? What is, because the whole part one and part two is very much practical. It's not like that theory kind of. I would say there is, I will example I will just give you. That in part one, the second point was planning, budgeting, and forecasting. Okay, 20% weightage. Let me tell you, planning word itself is a theory. Okay, that whole things, the whole around 24 slides are there, which I created. In that 24 slides, 100% theory is there. Now, person will think, oh, how I will remember those 24? Forget about 24. One slide is impossible. No need to remember any of those slides. Only the concepts, underlying concepts we need to understand. And that is going to apply in the case study kind of thing. So absolutely no problem. Very easy. And I would say if a person is little bit hardworking and disciplined, definitely should go for it and definitely will pass also. Yes, dear. Any other question? I hope
Thank
I
you,
addressed.
sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Any other questions? Anybody?
Yes, here I have question, please.
Please.
Yes, just before the studying, as you told us that we have to prepare the exam with the offline questions.
Yes, please.
When we will have the result, apparently we will know if we will pass or not the exam, approximately.
Yes, mock exams are there.
Yeah. If we are just maybe if we can know that we will not pass the exam at plus or minus 10 or 20%, there is planning for this to avoid losing the exam, or we have to pass it and that's it.
See, very good question. One thing important to understand, that when you prepare for the exams, when you study, when you do the question answers, you will understand where you are standing. Of course, there are mock exams, okay, where you give the exams, you understand. Okay, I would suggest all my students, not less than 85 to 90% of the right, they get the correct answers. So that is the passing ratio they get when they practice. Okay, so here you get the confidence itself. Okay, 85 to 90% when you get it, the passing rate. So it is a huge percentage. Actually, you need only 72%, 360 out of 500 points you need to get to pass it out. So here you are getting, I would say, 85 to 90% is a huge. Why you are getting that point? When you will get that point? When I give that planning for studies and you implement that planning as per that strategy, and that helps to understand. And note, after this completion of this 3 to 3.5 months of the training, you give that mock exam, you will understand how much you are lagging behind, how much you have done, how much more you need to study. If that is not reaching to that target, that is fine. But what most important, what we provide is the support. When the training is finished, you are just not left out. No, we are continuously in touch, and to understand, you are there and you understand those things. If any difficulty, you always post your questions, ask me. Always I'm available 24 by 7 on WhatsApp. You message, you post your questions, I answer that. That's all continuously going on. So what it helps to give you boost confidence till you get past that. This is how it is. Now the point is here, how much I have prepared myself, whether I'm ready to face the exam or not. That question comes. So here is the mock exam is there, where you yourself try yourself. Okay, at home you study and you practice and then give the exam and just see that where you are standing as of that point of time. Now let me tell you one very important insights. What is the pass rate for CMA? If somebody asks me what is the pass rate, how much percentage people when they appear for the exam, what is the percentage? I would say there are two different percentage for part 1 and part 2. Part 1 somewhere around 50% and part 2 55%. Now why part 2 5% more than part 1? Only for one reason. When you go for part 2, you're already having knowledge of part 1. That is a base you create, and not only that, you understand the level of difficulties as well. So there are things, as you know, this way you need to prepare. Now, any other question here? But my point is where, how to understand where to you are standing and all that. Mock exams will give you that answer. Not only that, on your own to understand, but of course, when you come to class, and I will give you that insights. Okay, you need to study more on this topic. You need to practice more on this concepts and all those. I understand, and then I make that person, that student, more and more to go into that and make it master actually in that topic. Yeah. Any other question, dear? I hope I answered.
Yes, yes, I understand. Thank you very much for the answer. It's very
Welcome.
clear. I have just a personal question to you. If you can answer,
Sure.
if you cannot, it's not problem. Uh, what is the difference before passing your CMA and now you are CMA after many years? What is the difference? What is the feeling? What is change in your life? It's
As I
helpful.
mentioned, drastically, dear, drastically, very good question. It is a drastically. Foremost, your salary get increased. As I mentioned earlier, that minimum 25% it gets increased. You get the credibility. You get your, you carry yourself. You are having that confidence to enter any meeting or any boardroom, and that is what how you lead it. That you are having back of that. You are having not only just degree but the wealth of that knowledge and those skills that you apply. That is none of the person, I would say, in the boardroom carrying that. Another point very important to understand, I'm not boasting anything, but it's a practical, I'm just sharing with you. When you become CMA, so it makes you so much practical. There is so many, I would say, topics which are all practically you apply, and that topics is very much you just day to day use it, like budgeting, forecasting, how you forecast, financial statement analysis, how you are going to do it, measurement, performance measurement, how you can do that, risk management, internal controls. All those topics are very much practical actually. you know so there is a huge gap actually before you pass and once you pass. There is a huge gap, not only just a salary part or professional career part or job satisfaction part, but it is your own self respect part. You carry yourself among your peers and you say, yes guys, yeah. So what I'm trying to say here, there are two different ways. Before and after, this huge change in your overall, I would say, personality.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank
Welcome.
you. I have just another question, if the
Please.
group don't mind, because I don't know the CPA not yet. Now I'm just looking for CMA.
Sure.
My question is: the CMA will help to get the CPA, or it's different certificate?
Definitely, it helps CPA. BEC is one subject, one module out of the four subjects in CPA, where you become CMA without studying BEC. Go the exam, go and give the exam, you will pass. My guarantee to you. So what is happening? BEC full module is covered in CMA in part 1 and part 2. So there are ways actually, and of course tax audit, that is not covered, and the accounting is not covered. That is the other three subjects which are there, and BEC is the fourth one. BEC fully covered in CMA. Tax audit and accounting is not part of CMA. So that is added advantage. But of course, somebody wants to practice as a taxation or audit, that CMA is not for them. But somebody wants to work in the industry as a CFO and lead the things as a financial controller, lead the say, group CFO, then CMA is definitely it is there.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate your answer.
Welcome, dear. Any other questions?
If the group has not question, I have just one more question. They explain me,
Please.
but just I want to clear the idea. When you
Sure.
will get CMA, inshallah, uh, uh, after years and years, I think there will be many change in accounting and finance globally. We should pass another exams, or we have just to keep our CMA like this, or what is the procedure to keep CMA for many years in the future?
See, there is a CPE, okay, and that continuous. You need to learn that, and that CPE provides by CMA to updates you to keep it what the the pace of the global pace on the finance accounting. They give you those different or additional, I would say, exam point of view, a small CPE points, 30 CPA points every year you need to earn. Indirectly, it gives the insights of what is happening globally, the current affairs. And I would mind you one important things as of today when we are speaking, as I mentioned in my that syllabus, that one syllabus in that analytics as IT analytics has been incorporated by CMA. Okay, so when we look into this, they upgrade their course study itself. That is one part. But once you become CMA, they of course you need to get every year 30 CPE points to keep yourself upgraded all the time, and that information, that course, small course, is provided by CMA, which makes you all the time updated.
Okay, I understand. Thank
No
you very
need
much.
to worry. No need to worry that what to study, what is happening globally, whether I am updated or not. No need to think. Even CMA, IMA takes care of that as well by providing that additional that CPE points, and that helps you to understand what is happening. Like I would say blockchain. Just think of this blockchain. One of the aspect. Oh, I don't know what is happening. Blockchain. It's suddenly new, and I am here. I don't know what is happening. And then when you working somewhere, and then firewall, some IT guys talk about firewall, then you don't know. Cloud they talk, but I don't know, something kind of things comes, but then CMA covers all those things in their courses. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome. Anybody, guys, any question, please? This is the platform. Okay, guys, I think we can conclude. Ashi, any questions so far? Okay, sure. So we conclude, I believe. I hope I delivered, and it was an informative, I believe, session, and it helped you a lot, I believe, to some extent, if not a lot, and it will help you to take the decision for CMA as a professional career, and how to go about it, and why we should go about it. All those questions, yeah, and we are very much there after this session. Also, you can always send us email, and question, any question comes, we are always there, and our class coordinators are there to help you out, to make more certain how it. Let me help you one more important things, that we not only support just here teaching, but we support how to go for the exam booking, how to go for what are all things are in requirements for the your registration and other things, we do help. So there are like other freebies, just not about coming, learning, and then not like that. We help and we support in many ways. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys, take care, and thanks. Yeah, thank you very much for each and everyone for participating, taking your time, and to learn on this and helpful. And I'm sure that we will meet again very soon. Till that, take care. Bye bye. Bye.
Thank you. See you soon.
See ya.